Yeah, we want to bring in, joining me right now, AccuWeather Chief Meteorologist Jonathan Porter. And you know, John, for the last 10 days, when we saw this tropical wave coming off Africa, and it was very complicated because there was also some other energy that formed with that tropical wave. We knew that this would be a late bloomer, that once this storm got into the eastern Gulf of Mexico, that's where we'd have to be concerned about a hurricane. That's exactly what happened. Landfall this morning, southern Taylor County, and then we also talked about a very slow move beyond landfall. Our AccuWeather iPath hasn't changed at all.
No, it hasn't. And Bernie, we issued our first forecast 18 hours in advance of any other known source and ahead of the National Hurricane Center, because that's what we do here at AccuWeather, keep people better protected and safer. And you're right, just as AccuWeather accurately forecast, the storm intensified to a hurricane. Now the big issue is we're just getting started, Bernie. This is going to turn into a major flooding disaster across parts of the Southeast. Please do not let your guard down on the serious rain and storm surge impacts that are to come.
John, have we discussed putting a catastrophic in that area of Georgia and South Carolina because of the rainfall? Is that something that we are considering at this point?
We are considering it. We have the extreme on there right now to highlight just how dangerous and how unusual a situation this is going to be. We're talking about some areas receiving 18 to 24 inches of rainfall with an AccuWeather local storm max of 32 inches. Bernie, that is near the state record for rainfall, tropical storms or hurricanes in some of these in South Carolina and also North Carolina, Georgia as well.
John, I want to talk about our AccuWeather Real Impact Scale, because you'll notice for the U.S. we have an AccuWeather Real Impact Scale of a 3. Even though this is going to lose intensity and go to a tropical storm. And, you know, one of the ways we measure hurricanes in the meteorological field is the Saffir-Simpson scale. But there's a flaw with that scale, John.
It's got a big problem. It only includes the wind intensity. So look at this type of situation. This is exactly why we developed the AccuWeather Real Impact Scale for hurricanes, is to better describe the holistic view of the risk that a tropical storm or hurricane can pose. So it's going to be a tropical storm here when it affects parts of Southeast Georgia and the Carolinas, but a 3 on AccuWeather's Real Impact Scale for hurricanes.
Yeah, and there's the difference, John. Again, Saffir-Simpson scale is just wind, but for the AccuWeather Real Impact for hurricanes, we have 4 categories that we measure.
We do. It obviously includes the wind, but we also look at the flooding rain impacts, the storm surge impacts, and total damage and economic loss. So this is exclusively the most holistic view of a risk that a tropical storm or hurricane can cause in various places. Why do we do this? So people can be better informed and understand their risks so they can make better decisions. This is for people, this is for businesses, for government officials, so they can recognize just how severe this situation is going to be and prepare.
Right now, again, the AccuWeather Real Impact Scale beginning at a less than 1. That's when we're talking about some damage. And then we start talking about a 4 and 5, where we're looking at catastrophic and long duration damage. Right now, John, we're going with a 3.
We are, and that is to highlight that significant flooding risk. It's going to be life-threatening. We're going to be talking about water covering all kinds of things like roadways across parts of Southeast Georgia up into the Carolinas. If you have friends or family in that area, please give them a call. Help them by understanding the urgency of this particular situation, especially if you live in a low-lying area near waterways, river, creek, streams, or bays. This is going to be a situation where there's water over everything. And Bernie, tragically, over 85% of the fatalities that happen in tropical storms and hurricanes happen as a result of the water, especially from people driving in areas where water covers the road. So please remember to stay safe in this situation. It's going to be a long duration event. We have days and days of danger ahead.
AccuWeather Chief Meteorologist Jonathan Porter. John, thanks for joining us.